Hello, everyone. We are now in Module 22 on human and environmental factors affecting motivation. The last video you watched focused on the motivation theories. This time we go into the more practical aspect of motivation in the classroom. So here we shall look into the human and environmental factors, as I have mentioned, and this would include the teacher's traits, affective traits, and then also the influence of the classmates, particularly on bullying that might happen in classrooms, and also the participation of parents in the learning environment. And then we'll discuss about the classroom climate, particularly the environment that brings about motivation among the learners. Now, this part on assessment strategies that increase motivation will be discussed in a separate video. So, environment is a sum total of one's surrounding environment that affects student motivation. This includes both the human, particularly the teacher and the classmates, as well as the non human factors. So the way one interacts in the environment, in the learning environment, considering how the classroom is structured and also the interaction that happens affect the motivation of the learners. Now, first of this is the teacher's affective traits. Now, and we see all of this if we are asked what kind of teacher would we want, or when you were asked to reflect, you remember on the teachers that created influence or exerted influence in your lives. I'm sure one of the traits here would be represented in the sharings that you did. Now, if they are caring, if they are fair, and all of this, so we'll take them one by one. The first one is the attribute of being caring, and we know that it is important for the teacher to listen to students, not only discussing about life inside the classroom, but also sometimes, have the willingness to listen to their sharings about life in general, understanding the student concerns and inquiries. Sometimes it's hard when we're so busy, we have our own concerns. But if we are always aware that I am a teacher and I should be there for my students. And it also involves knowing students individually, no? Especially the younger the learners, the more this is applicable. Like if you have preschoolers, you know their likes, you know their dislikes, you know how to pacify them, you know how to get their attention. So that is very important for teachers. And it shows that the teacher is caring of the learners. Okay? So we say they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it is the role of the teacher, or it is paramount that the teacher is able to communicate that she cares for her students to be successful and to learn and to be happy individuals. That's very, very important as a teacher. Okay, of course, fairness and respect are shown in behaviors like treating students as people. So we never, ever disrespect students, and we always, not just because they're younger than us or that they are afraid of us, we should not intimidate students and always treat them fairly and with respect, and we never ridicule them, no. Sometimes I don't know, maybe it's the internet or what, but a lot of people are getting more and more cynical and sarcastic. So as a teacher, this is not acceptable, because some would say, well, everybody jokes and everybody has a form of sarcasm. Well, that is not applicable to teachers, because when we are sarcastic, when it seems like we are saying something but actually we are sort of like um ridiculing or insulting students, that's not acceptable. And that we always practice equality at all times. We provide opportunities for students to help them participate and achieve their goals. That's where the magic, that's where the fulfillment of the teacher is, to see that his or her students are able to achieve their goals. Teach and model respect to your students by giving it and expecting it to be returned. This will be a gift all school year. So you're not expected to be like so close and like your barkada, and even if they talk down at you or they like hit you like that, no, so there is a limitation. You want them to respect people, you respect them, but at the same time expect them to respect you. Okay. So now in the point of being fair, this is a very good quotation. Fair isn't everyone getting the same thing. Fair is everyone getting what they need in order to be successful. This is true not only in the classroom but also among families. When you think that your parents are not fair to you because they give you differently, no, actually they give what they believe each child needs. No? So the same thing in class. Fairness doesn't mean being the same to everyone and giving the same to everyone. We have to see what our students need, and what is appropriate is what we give them. So it is like you love them equally, but you love them in different ways based on their needs. That's such a powerful thing to think about. Okay, how about social interaction? Again, we always maintain dignity. We work with students, not for students, or our students do not work for us. There's always that certain level of respect and dignity, and it goes both ways. We allow students to participate in decision making. In other words, it is a democratic classroom where they are allowed to share and also to voice out what they think, especially if you're planning schedules, submission dates. Okay, so it's good to negotiate and think what is really feasible for everyone. And then a teacher can participate and demonstrate a sense of fun, and also crack jokes as long as they are really uh, tasteful. They're not something that is disrespectful or something that insults another person. So it's good to laugh. It's good to laugh with your students. Okay. And enthusiasm and motivation. So a teacher should be the first one who is eager to learn and eager to discuss things and eager for the students to also share and listen to what the students have to say, no? So it's encouraging students to be self-responsible. Remember, in self-efficacy, students will believe that they can do it once the teacher is also enthusiastic and motivated. And it's fascinating with the word enthusiasm because it came from the word empowered by God. So when you say you are enthusiastic as a teacher, it means you carry God with you. And you also share this with your students, that they're also excited to learn and show what they can do and what they can share with others. Okay, so part of this is how do we motivate them to really show their best? We have to set high standards. We don't say, oh, yan lang kaya nila, yan na lang gawin nyo, no? But we also try to make them do something that is quite challenging, but they're going to succeed at it. No? So it's very important just to challenge them above their current level of mastery. They can do it and they can succeed. Okay. Then, of course, part of it, the last one is really providing reinforcement, encouragement. Sometimes it's not even a plus point. I'm not a fan of that. I don't even exempt students. No, I want them to really work hard. But it is the way we encourage and the way we treat them that becomes the encouragement for them to go on and achieve a lot. So, attitude towards the teaching profession. Of course, we model lifelong learning to our students. They see that we are also excited to learn. When you graduate from college after a few years, it's good to enroll in your masters. And whenever you are sent to seminars, you don't say, seminar na naman, boring. No, you say, I'm gonna learn something. And no matter how boring the speaker is, you say, I want to learn something that I will bring home with me that's going to make me a better teacher. So that's the way, that's the attitude. in having a view, a disposition of lifelong learning. Okay, so again, we are almost towards the end of our class, but throughout the semester, I have been emphasizing metacognition, and I hope that as you learn more subjects in education, you maintain reflective practice. You always review and think of what is happening in your own learning process and your own teaching process later on. Is this working? What do I need to change? What will I do to make this even more effective? So built-in habit na yan, ha. Ang isang nag-aral sa CEU na guro, dala-dala ang reflective practice sa utak at sa puso, no? So we get feedbacks from others because we are open-minded teachers. We get suggestions from other people, even our students, even the parents, and the goal is really to continue improving our craft, not to continue becoming effective teachers. Okay. Now we go to the issue of so that is all about the characteristics of the teacher. Now we go to the effect of the classmates, and one very um, sad thing is that if bullying is happening in the classroom, no? So classmates should form part of a community of learners, of a caring community. But if bullying happens, this is one of the most traumatic thing that learners will experience. Huh? So they say big, ugly, loner, loser, yearning attention. But I think when we say this, we also judge the bully. No? Usually, as I always say in my class, hurt people hurt people. No? It means people who have been hurt, people are also aching inside. They are the ones who are likely to hurt other people as well. So when there is bullying, we balance our view as a teacher. We look at the bully and we look at the victim, and we try to respond lovingly, even if it is difficult, to both the bully and the bullied. Okay? So this is aggressive behavior that is intentional, no? And it happens in different forms. It could be physical, it could be verbal, it could be emotional, and rampant nowadays would be cyberbullying. So as a teacher, it is good to be aware that such things happen and we never just let it go. No? If you notice you're doing a class and you notice, oh, that boy is harassing the other boy, or look at the way he looks at him, or look at the way he pushed or he tapped the back or what, no? So be sensitive, because sometimes they are subtle, but it is still a form of bullying. Okay, so what is important is that there is a feeling, an essence of belonging, no? So that bullying is avoided. Because when bullying happens, it obstructs the creation of a learning community for the student. Yung the one I'm saying a while ago about having a caring community is affected when there is bullying. So it does not mean that we will judge the bully, but that we need to address this issue in our classroom, and and the teacher should be skilled in how this is handled. Okay, and okay, so there are, of course, fast facts about bullying, no? So it can be the second one, and the first one, as we said, hurt people. Children and youth who are bullied are more likely than other children to be depressed, lonely, have low self-esteem. So when they are affected this way, some might be aggressive and they turn out to be another bully, no? It's like you can it's similar to a zombie biting another a human, and that other person becomes a zombie as well, no? So we need to address this, otherwise it really affects the classroom environment and the personal emotional development of our learners, no? And it is also a sign that there could be a serious antisocial or violent behavior if this is not addressed. It affects the victim, but it also progresses with the victim, with the bully uh, doing the aggressive behavior. Okay, so it will create a climate of fear, as I've mentioned, and disrespect. And the reason why we need to address it is it will impact on students' learning. So of course we say no, really, no to bullying. No, okay. So this is something we can reflect on. That is how a person feels when the person is a victim of bullying. Okay, now we go to parents as part of the learner's human learning environment. No, so the purpose of the parents is really to participate. No, the parent is not just an audience about what the teacher does and how what the teacher presents, especially during PTCs. No, so the parents, it's important for the parents to follow up the status of their children's performance, check their children's homework, seat work, projects, notebooks. So when you become a teacher, establish good relationship with the parents, because as you remember in Bronfenbrenner's theory, the parents and the teachers can be part of the microsystem. But the next level in the mesosystem is how these different factors in the environment of the learners help each other to contribute to the development of the learners. So it's important for the parents and the teachers to always interact and always consult each other for information, and also how to work together for the child's development. Okay? So they should be, yun, no? As we said, very important that they attend the PTA meetings, huh? And they're willing to spend on projects and involvement in school activities. So once the parents see how enthusiastic the teachers are, you will also be able to make the parents very cooperative and very enthusiastic as well. Okay, so in all these programs and also meetings, the teacher is able to do home visitation. That is also very important. So what happens when the parents are active participants? They increase the confidence of the children, they improve the attendance of the children, they improve behavior. So it's really an overall winning thing, no? When the parents are involved with the teachers and with the schooling of their children. Okay? So now we move on to the classroom climate. We say that the affective, no, level. When you say classroom climate, this is not really the physical structure of the classroom, but the interaction that's going on in the classroom. Is it a relaxed, happy atmosphere there in the classroom? Okay, so there are different aspects that you will see there for when we say, when we want to look into the aspect of classroom climate. So are there rules, are there expectations, are the tasks challenging? Okay, so you can pause this slide, and you'll be able to see the different aspects, especially the emotional. The atmosphere is non-competitive, it's motivating. Emphasis on the non-competitive. No, our classroom doesn't have to be so competitive. And when there is a valuing, a respect and valuing of each other's identity, and it is a place where students, they feel it's okay for them to make mistakes, because they will be supported, and that they can correct, they can learn from their mistakes. Okay, so what is a good classroom atmosphere? It's non-threatening, but it's business-like. You're not having a party there where you can just like laugh so loud and just like hit each other like that, and it's happy, but it's still business-like. Okay, we won't have like a riot thing there, or something that becomes so informal that it becomes disrespectful. We maintain that business-like atmosphere, but that is non-threatening, friendly, and relaxed. Okay, so it is a classroom where classrooms rules and procedures are clear, And there are techniques to acknowledge behavior. No, they say you always catch your students doing good, not only when they're not behaving well. No, so there's you have to it have a way to be able to just like look at them, smile, no, tap them on the shoulder. So you have a way of showing that they did a good job. Okay, and there is a balance between dominance and cooperation. The teacher cannot be so weak that the students manipulate him or her. No, wag na yan, teacher. Wag na natin yan gawin. Okay, wag na natin gawin. So, cannot be like that. There's really a balance between dominance and cooperation. You're still the teacher. No? So, there is work, but there is that sense of community and that together you all work as a team in your classroom. Huh? So the teacher is aware of the needs of the students, of course. The teacher is aware of what's happening in the class, no? Kulang na lang may mata tayo sa likod. When you are a teacher, you can really see what's going on in your classroom. And the students feel that they are responsible for their own behavior and that they can contribute much. Okay? Now, when we look at the physical environment, there is maximum interaction between the teachers and the students. Now, there is a time when they can speak, they can, that's the reason why we flipped our classroom, because there were times when we were not holding the book and we were just going on with activities that allowed us to interact more. So when you design your classroom, of course, this is very ideal, but when you become a teacher, who knows, you can have freedom in structuring your classroom. And this structure is good because it allows interaction, like in our probe room when you are not seated like in rows of chairs, because having this setup will allow more interaction and movement. Okay. So of course, we consider a classroom that is safe, clean, and orderly. That's primordial. Uh, yeah. Also well ventilated, and the more you can rearrange the chairs, you can move around, the better, because you encourage different forms of interaction. So we say you are a product of your environment. So choose the environment that will best develop you towards your objective. Choose the best environment for your learners, because that will help you achieve your objective. Okay, so that ends our discussion on the classroom environment, the human and the environmental factors in motivation. Thank you.